Welcome to Moose on the Loose, your source for uncorrupt media. My name's David. Today we're talking about Jordan Peterson as he's back in the news as he was rejected by the Ontario College of Psychologists for his appeal to their social media retraining he must go through. Now, this is a story, if you haven't followed this, it goes back a few years. He's criticized 3 people in the government, including Gerald Butts, you can see here. This is his article he wrote for the National Post, which I'll link. You guys can go ahead and read the full thing. I am going to read one section of it, though. But he's criticized Gerald Butts. He's criticized a councilwoman, and the main one, though, is he criticized Justin Trudeau. He's been very vocal about how he's a bad leader, how he's a narcissist, how he's a liar, he's an actor. Since then, the Ontario College of Psychologists has revoked Jordan Peterson's license to practice. So he's actually, with all his controversy going down, he shut down his business in 2017, and with his podcast and all that stuff, he's financially wealthy. He makes a lot of money. And as one of the greatest minds in Canada, I don't think anyone has a problem with that. Like, he has helped so many people's lives, yet you got poopy pants Justin Trudeau, who likely twisted some arms there to get them to take his license away. Unless there's someone there, I believe there's only 3 people on the board of the psychology council there. Unless one of them had some personal vendetta against him, it's likely because he criticized Trudeau. As you can see here, Canadian psychologist Jordan B. Peterson, disgrace to his profession, forfeits his formal license in consequence of his crimes. That's what they said to him. That's basically, he has to give up his license, or he has to go through their social media experts to go through some social media training at his expense, whatever that means. You're telling this to a guy with 7 million plus followers on YouTube and millions all over the place. If anything, he's the social media expert, let's be honest. And he's one of the most brilliant minds in Canada. This is a disgrace that they would crap on one of our greatest minds. I know he's had a major impact in my life. It's absolutely embarrassing. They should be ashamed for how they're treating this man. I know he's fighting it financially. He can afford to do it because he's fighting up for everyone. As he said multiple times, he's not just fighting this to get his license back. He doesn't need to practice. He's not going to go back and being a practicing psychologist. It's a precedent that you can't just steal someone's hard work like that because you don't align with them politically. There's going to be no doctors and lawyers, butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers who want to put their opinion out on social media. Because if they don't align with Trudeau, then what, he's going to come in and lock their business down? He's going to take their license away? This is... Well, how is this guy still in power? This is just unbelievable. Anyways, let's go over a few things here. So I'll show you a few things that Jordan Peterson has said that has got him into this position.
I think our leader, Trudeau, I don't think I've ever heard him say a true word. I think he's at least narcissistic, at minimum. And I think he's enabled by the useful idiots of the liberal left.
One of the main points that Jordan Peterson pushes back on, and it's something that got me originally thinking, is about climate change and how Justin Trudeau is using this and virtue signaling and anything for climate change, even if it means our entire society has to suffer unbearable amounts. It doesn't make sense when you have, so to have 1.6 of the world's population go into suffering for climate change when it won't even move the needle. It just seems like there's an agenda there. And you can see here this clip of our good buddy here, Justin Trudeau.
That means establishing a shared minimum standard for pricing pollution. Of course, what's even better than pricing emissions is ensuring that they don't happen in the first place. Which brings me to my next major commitment. We'll cap oil and gas sector emissions today and ensure they decrease tomorrow at a pace and scale needed to reach net zero by 2050.
Justin Trudeau is the biggest hypocrite in the world. This is the guy who took 2 giant planes to get to Jamaica and back for his Caribbean vacation. He doesn't give a damn about the carbon in the atmosphere. He doesn't give a damn about climate change. The amount of vacations he takes, fly over to Tofino for a weekend to go surfing. He burns more carbon in 1 year than I will in my entire lifetime. But he doesn't like it when someone with a big voice like Jordan Peterson is criticizing him. Here's Jordan Peterson ripping Trudeau on the Lex Fridman podcast.
Do you think there's a degree to which power changed him?
If you're not suited for the position, if you're not the man for the position, you can be absolutely 100% sure that the power will corrupt you. How could it not? I mean, at the least, if you don't have the chops for the job, You have to devalue the job to the point where you can feel comfortable inhabiting it. So, yes, I think that it's corrupted him. And I mean, look at him doubling down.
So this is all coming up now because Jordan Peterson put in an appeal. He wanted to put in some more evidence for the College of Psychologists to look at. They barely brushed him. They basically brushed him aside. They said, nope, there's nothing you can do here. They basically, he's done with his legal recourse with them now. He has to go through their social media training to get his license back. And this is just insulting to this man. It's insulting to all Canadians, frankly. I'm going to read a small section here of Jordan Peterson's article from the National Post, which will be linked up down below if you want to check out the full thing. It hits at home right here. So Jordan Peterson says, Canadians, mark my words, your much vaunted Charter of Rights isn't worth the paper it's printed on. As one of its last remaining signatories has been continually striving to indicate, your right to free speech is essentially non-existent, as evident by the court's decision we are now considering. You have almost no rights to property. Your rights to mobility can be taken away without consequence at any moment, as they were very recently. You can all too easily become the indentured servant of anyone you dare to hire. Your tax load is going to continue to increase, and rapidly. Your economy is predicted to be the worst performing of any developing country for the next 3 decades. And that failure will be trumpeted positively as the degrowth necessary to save the planet, thus so conveniently providing those who, like Justin Trudeau, have no interest in monetary policy to provide their ignorance and Machiavellian idiocy as a positive virtue. I'm saving the planet is a get-out-of-jail-free card for any and all crimes and justification for a grab for power, the likes of which we have never seen. Yeah, well said, Dr. Peterson. Scary times when you have people's licenses being taken away because they don't agree with you politically. At this point, Jordan Peterson he's stated on social media he's going to pursue some other avenues. He hasn't stated what that is. We don't know what's next, but the man is well connected. He is wealthy. So I'm interested to see what he plans to do. And at this point, I sure hope that he has most of his money not in Canada because it clearly isn't safe there. Because at any point, Justin Trudeau could just take that away like he did with the Freedom Convoy, with 200 people locking bank accounts, locking credit cards, not letting people to pay their mortgages. And shame on you, all the banks. You guys are disgraceful for going along with that. There's only one bank that's come back and apologized for being a part of that atrocity. So at this point, our freedom's being taken away. And someone like that, I could totally see Trudeau locking his bank account, taking all his money away and just saying, you know, I don't like what you're doing. I used this, you know, I invoked this thing that my daddy put in there 4 years ago and I'm taking your money away. I could totally see him doing that. It's just that's the state of the country we live in now. At this point, we've got a little under 2 years until Pierre Poilievre takes over and hopefully undoes all of this stuff that Poopy Pants Trudeau has put in. Hopefully you guys stay warm, stay fed. I'll see you in the next one.